Hey everybody, this is Griffin McElroy, your Dungeon Master and sweet babyest brother, and thank you very much for tuning into the Adventure Zone. What you're about to hear is the pilot episode for the show. If you listen to My Brother and Me, you may have already heard it. It was our experimental D&D episode, an experiment that a lot of you really loved and told us that you wanted more of. So thank you so much for that outpouring of support. We really wanted to do more of this and release it as a show, and you guys definitely made it known that you wanted that too. So that is the plan. We are going to do this as a regular thing. The plan now is to do them bi-weekly. I think that's right. Every other week, every other Thursday, here on MaximumFun.org and on iTunes, you will be able to find new episodes of the show, and we're going to keep it going. So if you could do us a favor and tell any nerd friends that you might have that you think might enjoy the show about it, and spread the word, leave a review on iTunes, just to help us sort of get it going, we would, of course, really, really appreciate it. I've talked enough. It's time for the campaign to begin. So...
Strap on your fantasy seatbelts and brace your asses for the Adventure Zone.
So you guys ready to make some dudes?
Yeah.
So I guess we should use the pre-rolled dudes, or else we're going to be here all day. Like, I can tell you guys about like statistical ranges that you're going to be using for your strength and your dexterity. I can talk to you all about vocations. I can talk to you about evocations, all kinds of shit.
What about sponsors?
I can talk about sponsorships. Basically, if you and a handsome teenager fall in love and played up, then you get you'll get potions that'll help you out. I should mention just off the bat that we are playing a Hunger Games role-playing game, and it's not an officially licensed product, but it's in my own division. So
I call Katniss.
Okay, that seems obvious.
Oh, is that like playing Odd Job?
Yeah, she's very tiny. She's very hard to hit. Let's talk about our D&D experience, because I think we're all pretty uncomfortable right now, and it seems like a pretty good icebreaker. Travis, you played some 4th edition, right?
Yes, I've played 4th edition and only 4th edition, but I've played it, I don't know, I didn't have a regular game, like I haven't played a lot, but I've played, I don't know, 6 or 7 times.
Jesus.
What?
Maybe you're not ready for this.
Well,
maybe you're not ready for the D&D acumen that
I played one time twice.
Okay, so there's 2 times then.
I've never played in my entire life.
You're the biggest goddamn nerd I've ever met.
I know, and how did this happen?
I don't know.
Was it something you actively avoided? Because that's what I did for a while, where I just wasn't willing to take that step.
I just never had anybody who was interested in it besides me.
But you, came up in the Gygax era.
Oh, yeah.
You were in the...
I've actually met Gygax.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's
that's
a con.
A fucking awkward conversation. So what's your thing again? Dungeons and Dragons?
That sounds really good. Can't wait to play it, Gary.
I know of those ideas as separate entities.
Keep plugging at it, Gare.
You'll get them.
There.
You'll get there.
Keep it up. Keep it up with your role-playing, James.
I think for a lot of people, Dungeons and Dragons was the last bastion of nerddom, the nerdiest thing you could do.
Yeah.
And it was sort of like the fail-safe, emergency. Well, at least I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. But the good thing is now LARPing's a thing. So
yeah, so we can say someday there will be live action / fiction, and then LARPing will be passe, and then we can finally indulge.
We're getting there with the Quest on ABC. So
it's true. Travis, I need you to make that dog. Is your dog playing? Is your dog playing?
Yes,
part of the adventure?
She is Princess Buttercup.
She's playing as my dire hound lady.
Okay.
I will.
You will have a dire hound in, and if and when I decide that you've earned one. Do you remember how when you got Nessie, you had to like do chores and stuff to show you're responsible enough? I will give you a fake in-game dog, but you have to show me that you can take care of it and you can feed it and take.
I rolled my own character and I wrote him a backstory.
That's a step in the right direction, man.
I have a name.
So, well, let's talk about the classes we're playing, because we're only playing with 3 people, which is tiny. It's pitiful.
We're going to get demolished.
Yeah, you're going to get wrecked. I'll be dungeon mastering, which I've never done. I actually did it once for a pickup game. What am I telling to Nirvana?
3 people is tiny.
Sure. But you guys will be facing the horrors that I throw at you, and you'll be playing... I think we're keeping it pretty traditional, yeah?
Yep.
We got Travis, you're going to be a fighter.
I'm playing a human fighter named Magnus Burnsides.
I love that. Magnus Burnsides?
Correct.
Is he... I mean, Magnus, is that Greco-Roman in nature? Is he real historical fantasy? What's the deal?
Yes, Magnus Burnsides is a real person that I based this on.
Okay.
I'm playing a wizard.
Okay.
His name is spelled Taako.
So like take.
So like take it.
Talk. Well, I mean that it's.
Is your wizard named? Are you naming your goddamn wizard Taako?
His name is Taako.
It's a family name. It's not pronounced.
Is it short for something?
Taco Bell.
He's actually Taako the Lesser.
My father, Taako the Great.
Taco Supreme.
Please, can it be Taco I live in a cabana. I guess it's okay, Justin, because like in the infinite world of fantasy I'm about to craft for you, maybe tacos don't exist already, and it's just in the traditional sense.
Oh my god! My whole goal
is not realized.
My goal for this adventure is to invent the taco.
It's sure.
Roll for salsa.
You might need to roll for salsa. I don't know. You could take any number of checks. It could take a peppers check, a sauce check, a consistency check,
a zesty check, a freshness check,
a soft or hard shell check.
I love it.
Check.
I'm going to be so deep in game that your name's not even going to be ridiculous. What is a taco?
Roll for zestiness.
Roll for going and thinking outside the bun. Daddy, what are you? You're a cleric, right?
I'm a dwarf cleric.
Okay.
Named Merle Highchurch.
Merle?
And that's Merle.
See, that's a goddamn name.
Put that. Yeah.
I'm
sorry,
just saying.
Magnus
Burnsides.
Magnus is a great name. I'm saying all 3. I'm saying we're batting 1,000 here with 3 great
Justin,
names,
what was your race?
including Taako.
White.
Why does it matter? No, it does actually matter. There are statistical implications.
High elf. I'm a high elf.
Okay. Terrific. Do you have a last name, Taako?
Supreme?
The Wizard.
No.
It's actually,
I'll give you Taako.
It's actually
I'll let you...
Taco again, but spelled differently.
Taako.
T-A-C.
I do have a last name, but it's a secret that will only be revealed later in the adventure.
That's power.
I love it. So Merle, Taako, and Magnus.
It sounds like the League on FX.
No, it's fantastic. Thank you for plugging our FX sponsorship down. I was surprised that they would step in to support us, to give us that trust before we even started, but cool. So these 3 sheets here, Travis, I know you went off book to do your own thing. To get
it's why I love the
it.
game, Griffin.
I guess I'll be checking your math as we play.
He is invincible, and I rolled 20 somehow.
Okay.
So
he's level 20? So
everything's 20s across the board.
Oh, I see. He can't roll below a 20.
He can't roll below. It's just a plus 20s on all of his skill checks.
Interesting.
And he has a magic sword that kills people in one hit.
Okay. But the only thing is that he's got a disease that will kill him in 15 minutes.
That is correct.
He's too beautiful. He's too perfect to live.
His face is just one more hand. He can't see anything. He can't smell anything.
You would think that would factor into his name, but no.
Well, his parents didn't know he was going to have one more hand for a face when he was born. It was something that developed. I wrote a whole backstory about why he has a face for a hand. Or a hand for a face.
Does he have sideburns?
No, full beard.
But Burnside.
But the sideburns are twice as bushy as the rest of the beard.
That's the weird look.
Well, he started to have sideburns and then he just stopped.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But he didn't trim them down.
He let it grow out. I understand.
But he does carry. He carries a vanity mirror with him because someday he will decide to just take it back to the Sideburns, and he wants to be ready.
I understand. So Magnus, I assume, is like ready to roll. I assume I'll be checking your math as we go along. For any cheating.
I believe I have caught everything, and I'm ready to go.
Okay. You want to give us like a brief overview of what he's all about?
So he's a protection style fighter.
Okay.
Which means that he gets +2 while carrying a shield.
Okay.
Now I have to double check my
plus
thing. Hold
2 to AC.
Which allows a fighter to here it is. Protection style fighting allows the fighter to impose disadvantage on an enemy attacking you or a target within 5 feet.
Okay.
If you are using a melee weapon and a shield.
Okay, I can explain what all those words meant, Dad. And Justin, probably. And Travis. Okay, I should point out that we're playing 5th edition, which the starter kit is out for. The player's handbook isn't out. So we're all kind of learning this together, all at the same time. So I can explain some of those concepts to you as we go along. But that's basically... You stand in the way of shit, and you help people not get hit.
I also my background is that of a carpenter who has become a folk hero. And one of my special abilities is called rustic.
You built a tight chair once.
Yeah.
You built a chair once, and the whole village came around.
I built an army out of wood.
Uh-huh.
I have a special skill called rustic hospitality, which means... It means I make really great gravy.
Come on in, sugar. Come on into this Burnside estate.
And the rustic hospitality means that because I come from the ranks of common folk, you fit among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you, though they are unwilling to risk their lives for you.
So poor people love Magnus, is what you're saying.
That is correct.
He's
the Larry the Cable Guy of our team.
He's the Cheetos of people.
Listen, I reach out to real America.
Yeah.
And real America loves Magnus. They don't
real
get Taako.
Real Faerun or Forgotten Realms or wherever
like the real down-home Faerun. They love me. A couple other special things. My flaw is that the tyrant that I stopped will stop at nothing to see my end.
Oh, shit.
I believe in fairness. No one is above the law.
Yeah.
And if someone is in trouble, I will stop at nothing to help them. And thinking is for other people. I'm all about action.
Okay, you're lawful, I'm assuming?
Lawful good.
Lawful good. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Yeah, you sound pretty set up. So let's move on to Justin, because you, I think, have the next in order of experience.
Because you played once.
Because you played once, which is infinity times more than Dad, 0.
Right. Actually, mathematically speaking, that would still be 0.
Hey, shut up, old man.
We're playing
I'm sorry
games.
about that. I love you.
So
we're playing games, not maths.
I got Taako's a wizard.
Yeah.
And I got spell casting abilities.
You didn't even... I mean, that was redundant to... I assume that your wizard was capable of...
I have a book that I can look at to just relax a little bit and just get back in my zone.
What is the book?
What?
Is it The Secret?
No, it's a book that I carry around with me. It's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Fantastic.
It's a family.
Taako needs a minute.
It's a record of my life's work so far, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Elves, and I carry it around with me, and it helps me.
Can I ask one or two of the habits? I imagine looking at trees is one of them.
Yeah. Long hair.
Manage one. Your flaxen do. Okay.
Hacky sack.
I dig it.
Don't forget hacky
Hacky sack.
Is that flavor, or does that have a mechanical context?
Yeah. It does have a mechanical effect. I can rest once per day and recover expended spell slots.
Okay. So
with a combined level equal to or less than half of my level.
So spell slots is a sort of a new concept. Well, I mean, it's an ancient old concept that they've sort of brought back for 5th edition. And Dad, it applies to you too as a cleric. Both of you have a type of spell called cantrips, and you can basically use those whenever. Some of them may carry a resource or component cost, but I'm not really concerned with maintaining that element of the role playing because I don't want to give you guys like in-game fake shopping lists for bat wings and shit. So these cantrips, you can do whenever you want, as many times as you want per day. So Justin, Taako should have a few written down there. I don't know if you want to go shopping around in the guide to switch those out, do some comparison shopping to find the spells that are right for you. There's some solid ones in there already. Mage Hand, it's basically telekinesis, essentially. You can pick shit up and move it around from a distance. Prestidigitation is sort of distracting spells, minor illusions.
So how many do I
and
start
stuff.
with?
You have 4 cantrips, and they're listed in that box, sort of in the middle there, of your character sheet.
Okay.
You've also got Ray of Frost, which is the one you'll most commonly use in combat, probably. It's a damaging Ray of Frost that you use to hurt and slow enemies.
I have 2 first-level spell slots that I can use to cast my prepared spells.
Right, so aside from your cantrips, if you're going to use at will at any time, you have this concept of spell slots. So of your list of spells that you have memorized, which if you look down at the spell book part of that box, Juice, they actually have picked some out for you already.
Perfect.
Which again, they're good. They're
I mean,
pretty
you got
good.
magic missile.
You got
what more
magic
do you
missile. You got shield, which can protect you in a pinch. You got mage armor.
need? You got
which
sleep if
increases
you're
your
having a
AC.
hard time catching some Z's.
You got sleep if your doctor refuses to refill your Ambien prescription.
Hey, that's not funny.
It's, I suppose it's not. You got burning hands. You got the hits, right? But to use those, you'll have to expend a first-level spell slot, because they are first-level spells.
So
And
you can only use them once.
You could no. You can use each individual spell as many times as you want, but each time you do, you burn one of those spell slots. So you have 2 first-level spell slots, and when you use one of those spell slots, you burn one of those up, and then you can use one other thing from that first-level list, and then that will use another spell slot. And with your recovery, you can recover those on a short rest, which is any rest that takes like an hour. Basically, you can do that between fights. You drink a Capri Sun, and just like
Eat a power bar.
eat a Luna bar, get your electrolytes so right, and then you want a short rest. You can do whatever. On a long rest, you basically start back from 0. You get all your spell slots back. You
So
fully
I've
heal.
also can see in the dark.
Oh, you have dark vision.
Yeah, I can see in the dark, just like it's bright light. I can only see shades of gray, though.
Oh, wow,
and-
50 of them.
Yeah,
Ain't that the
50
way?
little shades. I could have an advantage of saving throws against being charmed,
Okay.
and magic can't put me to sleep.
Except,
I don't-
that's what a curse. You can't use your own sleeping spell on yourself.
Oh.
To get those goodsies. Maybe you're taking a trip tomorrow and you're
Actually,
nervous.
elves don't sleep, Griffin. You should know that. They meditate deeply.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I got a shelter of the faithful, so I'm a servant of Omek.
Not all.
I command the respect of those who share my faith, and I can perform the rites of Omek, and you and your companions, that's you guys, can expect to receive free healing and care at a temple shrine or other established presence of Omek's faith.
I like the way that they phrase that. Like, you can expect to get, like, roll him, like, heal me.
Stop.
Okay,
He
I'm
heals.
really dying to, like, actually play, so
We'll
can
get there.
Dago- can Dago now?
I should point out that your divine patron is called Ogma, not Omek. He's like an actual guy. He's the god of knowledge.
Well, he's not
and
an
wisdom.
actual guy, Griffin. How deep in are you, buddy?
I'm pretty
Made up for the game.
I'm pretty deep in.
Justin,
But you're
what
a
do you-
wizard. I was confused by this at first because you're a wizard, which you typically don't think of them as especially devout people.
Yeah.
But this is a god of wizardly shit, and so maybe that is.
It's
what
also
you're
important to keep in mind that where my background is folk hero, his background is acolyte. So that's
Yeah.
why he is a member of a temple.
a temple dedicated to getting better at wizard shit, which makes sense.
Juice, what's all your shit? Your
Well,
ideals?
the personality traits and ideals and bonds and flaws are pre-written, and I don't want you to feel like you have to use the stuff that came with the box. I figure a lot of that stuff we're gonna figure that out as
Yeah,
we go
we'll
along.
merge.
Yeah.
all right, Dad, go.
Merle is a. I'm sorry. I am a
No, Merle.
hill dwarf. Merle is a hill dwarf. Neutral good. Used to be a soldier. He was a mercenary soldier.
Okay.
But the life was just too hard on him. Comes from a big family, all with names like Nundro Rockseeker, Gundren
Sure.
and Tharden. He was not asked to go along with the dwarves in any of the Hobbit movies, and he's kind of pissed about that. Cleric, his domain is affiliated with Marthamor Dwin,
Oh,
the
shit.
dwarf god of wanderers, travelers, and outcasts.
Dad, the interesting stuff is on the front of the page.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. He's a lot of fun at parties. He's a good dancer. He has that smile
What
that
is
just
his-
makes you want to talk about yourself.
What is his party skill? How hard does he party? You may not have...
He parties like it's 1999.
Roll
Okay.
two.
Missed it. Case
He has
would be
1,999 party points?
What is a party point?
Why do we even need to play?
Where is a party point?
Dad
on
already
this
won
sheet?
Dungeons and Dragons with his pre-rolled broken character. I thought Travis was...
who is sorting coins in a jar?
I'm sorting out my dice.
Oh, Jesus. You're getting ahead of the game a little bit. So Dad, as the cleric, you are
The
healing.
healer.
You are going to be healing. But if you look at stuff like... Travis, you do
I'm
need to
done,
be quiet
I'm
with those
done, I'm
dice,
done,
though.
I'm done.
It's like you've made a maraca of them.
I put them in a glass mug, which, in retrospect, that's bad podcasting
Yeah,
right there.
it's just one-on-one bad sound. Oh, Jesus.
I'm
Put
done,
them
I'm
down.
done now.
Set them still. Dad, you have a pretty high armor class, which
Yeah.
makes you pretty hardy. You also have a warhammer that can deal a lot of damage, so you're not this frail, weeping, shrinking... What's the phrase?
Shrinking violet.
You're not that.
Or
you can get
weeping
in.
wound.
You can get into the shit. And I
plan on
imagine that you will.
I just like when I was in Nam.
You also have cantrips, like Justin, that you can use at will without burning through anything. You have light, which casts a light on things. You have sacred flame, which is sort of a ranged attack spell. You have thaumaturgy. I think I'm saying that right. Which can be used to shut or open a door, for example. It has a lot of different implications. Here's what sucks, is they have not picked out your spells for you like they did for Justin. I guess they knew that you hadn't played before, and they wanted to make this as hard on us as is humanly
I
possible.
actually have a couple in mind. Now, I picked two to prepare.
So
correct?
I will say as a disciple of life, which is every cleric has like a specialization. Yours is the life tree, which is basically healing. It's about being hardy. That is why you have this heavy armor specialization. Is because you are a disciple of life. Basically a disciple of not dying. So as a disciple of life, you automatically have bless and cure wounds. You already have those memorized.
Okay.
You don't have to spend your time memorizing those. You got those in the bag, basically.
Okay. So, do I need to tell you right now the two I do want to load up?
You have 4 prepared, right? And then when you use one of them, it uses up one of your spell slots. But you don't have to pick the 2 way in advance.
All right. Okay. That's good.
So then I think we're more or less good to go. I guess as just sort of an overview of how Dungeons and Dragons works, because Dad, you're literally starting from scratch here. You can see all over your sheet you have different modifiers, different numbers, different stats. The basic mechanic of Dungeons and Dragons is you say what you want to do. If it's something like, I'm going to attack that person, that's pretty easy. You just roll your 20-sided die, and then you add a relevant modifier to it, and if it beats their armor, you hit them. That's sort of the basic idea of Dungeons & Dragons. If you want to get more creative with it, then there are rules in place that will help me sort of interpret your action and make it something that happens in the game. But almost always it's going to be roll a d20, you add a modifier to it, and then if it beats a target, then you can do it. And you did it, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
The only other big thing, and it's new for 5th edition, is the idea of advantage and disadvantage, which can be conferred in any number of situations. Maybe Justin helps Travis, or Taako helps Magnus. Travis, I almost feel like your name is going to be hard to remember next to Taako. It'll stick.
Because I wasn't creative enough?
Let's call him Maggie.
Maggie. So, Justin, Taako could help Maggie with a shot. He could restrain an enemy. That would give Magnus an advantage on his attack, that means you roll 2d20 instead of 1, and you get to keep the higher result.
Is that like a special power I'd use?
I mean, no, it is a mechanic that can be used in any number of situations. If you get a surprise attack on an enemy, maybe you jump out of the branches of a tree and attack them from above. I could choose if you're... Well, that I guess has gone by the wayside.
Oh, really?
But yeah, if you do sweet shit and I feel like it, I'll give you advantage on the attack. Maybe you're bound. Maybe you can't see an enemy so good because you got mud in your eye. It doesn't all have to be about mud. That's just where I'm at right now. You will have disadvantage on the attack, which is the same idea. You roll 2 dice, but you have to take the lower result.
Interesting. Okay.
Which is bad. You rarely want that.
Ditto, I've got a question.
Yeah, please.
I don't have any spells. Do I have any, like, special attacks?
So let's talk about that, because you're coming from 4th edition, and in 4th edition, everybody had powers, right?
Uh-huh.
The idea was powers. You had at-will powers. You could use it at any time. You had encounter powers, which you could use once per fight. And daily powers you could use once per day. Everybody had that. And they were basically... everybody was a wizard, right? Mm-hmm. Like, everybody had abilities that I can shout at you really loud from far away, and it does 2d6 damage. So, like, that idea is gone. The rules, as they stand now, are getting back more to the idea of playing your class. So, as a fighter, you are going to get fucking super good at fighting. You are going to be able to fight, and in a melee contest, a lot better than these other 2 chumps here.
So that's why my attack bonus is so high. Like, I have +5 to attack.
Yeah.
On all this shit.
Griffin, one other question. There's a little box with this as equipment. Is that the stuff that I have right now?
Yeah, you have those things.
Okay.
Do you not like your equipment? Do you need to go shopping?
No, it's all fine. There's nothing about clothes in here, but I figure I have them.
No, you're actually...
No, it says set of common clothes at the bottom.
No, sorry. I'm taking that away from you now. A dragon comes and bites all your clothes off.
Wait, I like where this game is going.
Yeah,
and then what
I love
happens?
Hi, my name is Taako, and this is my dick. Can I come into your town?
I can save it. I can save it from goblins and stuff. Yeah, no, you have that. So basically, if you look on the back of your sheet, it'll sort of tell you how your characters can develop through the first 5 levels, which is really all the starter kit covers. Fighter, for instance, is going to get Healing Surge, which is something that everybody had in 4th edition. In this edition, only fighters get it. Basically, it allows you to heal yourself in battle.
That's in the book you said, Griffin, or on the sheet?
That's on the sheet. That's just what Travis gets. As a wizard, you're going to unlock more powerful spells. You're going to unlock more spell slots, so you can use your stronger spells more frequently in combat.
Okay.
And everybody gets some cool stuff, but it's not regimented like powers. It's not like regimented, here is a thing that you will be able to use once in a battle, and it's going to create like a square of fire or something. It's the rules of 5th edition are a lot more about improvising. They're all about like letting you guys role play and come up with clever solutions to challenging situations, because where 4th edition was more like a war game, like a tactics game, right? 5th edition is very old school in the sense that if you just tackle problems by attacking them, by getting in fights every time you see enemies and just like rushing head in, you're gonna die. Because like, you think about it realistically, if you fight everything you see, then you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you. You're gonna be fighting against things that are gonna be stronger than you. One of you will probably die at some point.
Wait, what?
I'm saying this is very old school D&D, where like your character is very vulnerable, and there's a lot of things. I'm not going to like pull any punches, because frankly I think it's more entertaining when bad things do happen to you. So you have to be smart, and you have to come up with clever stuff. There's a resource called Inspiration that is not actually on your character sheet. They may phase it out of the game, but it's in the basic rules online. That basically, if any of you roleplay good, or comes up with a clever solution to a situation that works for you, I can give you inspiration, which you can then spend to give yourself advantage on any roll. So, if you do think outside the box, I will definitely reward that.
But try to think outside the box within the context of what your character would do.
Right. Which is a lot, you have a lot more freedom. And in 4th edition, what your character could do is basically what's printed on these cards that somebody printed out for you.
That sounds more up my alley.
Well,
Now we got to be creative
now,
and shit.
now you're gonna love it. I bet.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never played this. I've never really DM'd before.
I forgot to mention that I rolled for a trinket when creating my character,
Oh boy,
and so I have a knife that belonged to a relative.
like a butter knife?
It's like a pocket knife. It's like a Swiss Army knife. It's got a toothpick in it.
Is it like a +8 knife that you're not actually?
Well,
You roll
the
like
only
5
description
D10s
is
on a
it says
hit?
when you make your character, you can roll once on the trinkets table to gain a trinket. A simple item, lightly touched by mystery.
No, it's not lightly touched by killer magic, though.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think that my thing has any magic
Okay.
in it.
Well,
so
thanks
much
for
as it's
stopping
just
the
a
flow of the
tiny pocket.
podcast to let us know that you have a shitty knife.
It's gonna come back into play. I think as we
I'm gonna
build the
force it-
story and the character,
On it-
my tiny knife will come
I'm
back.
just
I'm going to
saying.
force him to sell it to pawn his peepum's knife to buy me out of
if
jail. or something.
a fucking skeleton rips your arms off, you're not going to be like, but then a dragon comes out of my knife and it was there the whole time and he loves me. That's not how. That's not how.
And he sews my arms back on.
Man, why didn't I name myself Peepums?
Oh god.
Well,
oh, too late.
All right.
All right.
Is this the game?
Are you guys ready?
yeah, this is the game. We won.
I'm going to take you all into the infinite fucking imagisphere here. Are you ready? I'm nervous. Like I'm not psyched about like saying things like Neverwinter and Gundren Rockseeker.
Hold on one.
You knew
Hold
the
on
job
one
was
moment.
dangerous when you took it, Fred.
Hold on one moment. I'm going to grab a bag of chips.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's
And
shooting
then,
for some
and then munch on the
audio.
microphone.
And then play with your
Yeah,
die
Trav,
while
you're not
doing
gonna
it.
you're not gonna eat chips while he's already gone. He's
I'm going to get some chips, too.
Jesus.
Oh, great. So, Griffin, how are you?
Pretty good. You nervous, Dad? You've never
No, I got nothing to lose here. I mean, everybody knows that I have absolutely no skill in this game, and so I can come in and everybody says, "Oh, poor old man."
you
he's
know this
not
is
gonna-"
you know we're
And
playing we're in the demon's domain right now, right? This is Satan's territory, essentially.
Cool. I will draw upon my years of reading doorstopper fantasy books and
Yeah.
I honestly believe that Dad is going to be the best one at this game. I mean, skill, you gotta roll a dice and not blow it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to, like, get skill at rolling a dice better.
Travis, I've just realized I can't see what dice you roll. I assume that Dad and Justin are going to keep each other honest.
Why would I lie?
because you're you.
Don't
What's
lie,
that?
because honestly, it's so great when you guys fuck up and then have to get
gonna
yourself
lie.
out.
I don't know. I won't lie.
I'm back, and I made no bakes.
I just gotta decide what dice to roll. I have like 6 different dice sets.
Dad and I have no bakes.
Do you want to give us a quick review?
They have a certain quality to them that makes you think of wintertime and hugs.
God damn. Dad should be DMing this.
All right.
I wish you knew anything about this, so
Okay,
you
let's
could
do
take
this.
this responsibility from. I'm just saying I want to have fun.
I
I'm
believe
not.
in you, Griffin.
I'm just saying I'm not going to have fun playing D&D.
Well, that's all right. As long as
Sounds like a good way to start.
Cool. So if you guys step in the Imagisphere here,
Okay.
that's
I didn't know
sound.
we would do sound effects.
Yeah, no, it's hovering. So our story actually starts with the three of you, and you guys can establish if you want how Magnus and Taako and Merle know each other.
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Which is actually a list that a gnome named Craig puts up on a tree every day.
At a tavern, perhaps.
Want to make friends? Join my list. Pin thy name here.
M for M. I've got a huge. I've got a hungry butt over here, looking for a young stud, a young dryad. Fantastic.
You dryads down to clown?
So you find each other on Craigslist. Maybe you've been doing some odd jobs around. The economy's in the shitter, and you have a hard time doing work that does not involve goblins and or skeletons. Travis, your carpentry is... Nobody wants chairs nowadays. People are more into iron rot things.
You know, iron's gonna go out.
Yeah.
Gonna go out of fashion. People will be back into wicker.
Bronze Age has got to end sometime, right? Mm-hmm. And then it's going to get retro back into wood. So the three of you have done a few jobs together, probably. Over drinks one night with Merle's cousin, whose name is... Shit. His name is Gundren Rockseeker, who I assumed is just named that so you know from the start here that we are now playing Dungeons and Dragons.
His name is Steve Smith.
These names are out of control. I may eventually shed the booklet I'm going out of, which I'm really hoping you guys didn't read because I bought all of you starter kits. And you could have just cheated and read ahead in this adventure. Gundren Rockseeker comes to you guys in a bar. Maybe you've had a few drinks, maybe not. I don't want to make assumptions. Maybe you're all straight edge. Maybe you don't like to.
Magnus has had about 6 ciders.
6.
But he can hold his
Regular
own. I mean, it's
apple
pretty
cider
weak
version?
as
Okay.
ciders go, like 3.2.
We know that Merle possesses nearly 2,000 party points. So I imagine he's been crushing it.
He's the Andrew WK of D&D.
You're right. Over cider, he talks to you guys about an exciting opportunity. He seems pretty straight-laced. He seems like he's not giving you no bullshit. And he promises, in a low dwarven grumble, which I'm not going to do, that...
Do it or I walk.
Griffin, it's not fun if you don't do the voice.
He says,
Seriously, I'm going to do a voice.
voice, Griffin.
There you go.
He says that...
Wait, hold on.
No, that's how he sounds. You were interpreting these low grunts. Basically, sling blade.
taters.
I'm glad we're gonna go looking for rocks.
You interpret from his sling blade-esque grunts that he has to offer you what he calls the last job you'll ever need to take, which you take at face value to mean riches, and not that you'll die. Not that you'll be murdered on this journey. But first he wants to know, maybe he's doing it as a favor to you, Merle. Maybe he knows that you've had some hard times lately. And
The religion business is not good.
no, people are not crazy about fantasy Jesus. I forget, who's your god?
Oh, that would be Marthammer Dwin,
I'm just going to go with Dwayne.
which is Portuguese for Jesus.
But before he will let you into this exciting opportunity that you tried to press him on and he refused to tell you any more about, he basically wants to audition you to see if you are capable of handling...
So is this like two contrasting monologues, or...
Yeah, he wants one that shows excitement, one that shows impotent rage. No, he wants...
And a 2-minute song.
He was thinking more along the lines of slaying, protecting, guidance, adventuring, essentially.
Excellent.
So he has asked the three of you to escort a supply wagon from the town of Neverwinter, where the three of you are currently held up, to the town of Phandalin, which none of you have actually been to, but maybe you know a thing or two about it. If you want, you can make a history check to see if you know anything about it. And since this is your first check, I guess I'll explain how that works. If you look on your sheet, you'll see history stat there in the skills. So you roll yourself a d20.
Mine is +0 because I'm not very intelligent.
It's actually a wisdom-based roll. So what you basically...
History?
What basically all those... Yeah, history is a wisdom. No, I'm sorry, that is intellect. You're right.
Can I roll?
Everybody can
Let
roll,
me roll.
sure.
I got 12.
I got an 18.
18 raw?
Yeah.
Dad, you want to... Merle, you want to give it a shot?
I got a 9.
You rolled a 9 or with your...
My modifier is 0.
This
on
is our
history.
first roll in our this magical fantasy world, and we're basically using it to fucking map quest something. We're basically using it to yelp
Siri,
this shitty
tell me
town.
about Fall of Dwin.
It's Phandalin.
Whatever.
You guys might want to get some notebook
I wrote
paper
it
out.
down.
Oh,
I
you
wrote it
did.
down.
Fantastic.
So did Dad.
So, Travis, you know, given that you're pretty goddamn dumb,
Thank you.
you still know, which the other two should be ashamed that they couldn't pull this out, that Phandalin is an old mining town that used to be very, very prosperous. They had a very productive motherlode operation going on there. But the town was ransacked by...
Do we know what they were mining?
Actually, they were mining magical ores. They found a deep magical vein within the earth, and sort of the creation of magical items and the mining of ores that could be used inside those items sort of turned it into a extremely profitable town very, very quickly. But it was basically destroyed by a wave of orcs that swept over the land. It's on the up and up now. It's sort of being
So the vein is
rebuilt.
still there, right? The vein of magic
It
ore
is
is still there.
long since been lost. This was long ago. They don't have that economy anymore, but the town is being rebuilt by enterprising individuals. It's more rugged. Imagine like Deadwood, but shittier. Shittier than Deadwood, which already wasn't super great.
Got it.
And Gundren.
And the name of that town one more time was
Phandalin.
Phandalin.
Gundren seems to have a vested interest, him and his family, his immediate family. Merle, you aren't so involved in Phandalin's reconstruction, but Gundren seems very invested in that town and its growth. So he has asked you to basically bring a supply run from Neverwinter to Phandalin. It's about a 2-3 day ride on a wagon.
Is he expecting trouble?
No, not really.
Well, he's going to get it.
Well, you don't.
No, he's giving us the
He's-
job.
He's giving you a job right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Listen
not a
up.
good employee.
Listen up, Merle.
he has asked you basically to transport a wagon full of goods, maybe a few of his personal effects, from Neverwinter to Phandalin. And it
Great.
sounds like a pretty easy job, but you never know. He's
Can I
offered
ask a
you-
question?
Yeah, please.
Is this entire adventure dictated through exposition, or
No.
are we
We're gonna
playing
get
now?
this is stage setting.
Is this a game? Is Dungeons and Dragons listening to you do exposition?
No, not for the most part.
Okay.
I gotta. This is me planting this seed. I've actually already planted the seed, and now I have to cover it in soil and nurture it for a bit, and then I'm just gonna blow on it, and that's it.
Okay.
I
That's
do
my
know,
final
Justin,
touch.
for my limited amount, what always makes D&D better is questioning how long it's taking.
Yeah. He has offered you 10 gold pieces a piece
Each?
Yes.
Nice.
Which I mean, I'm not your boss, but that's not a lot of money. But hey,
Is he open to negotiation? Can I roll for intimidation to see, or...
you
This
could.
is on the past. I thought we weren't playing yet.
This actually did happen in the past. Yeah.
Oh.
Payment on arrival, maybe you can try and negotiate. But yeah, he has offered you to do the supply run. The payment's not great, but the promise that the last job you'll ever need to do certainly did it for you. So
Gotcha.
you're all on the road. This is where we find our heroes right now.
Am I driving the cart? Because I have proficiency in vehicles.
Do you really?
I do.
Okay. You can be driving the car. So you can say that it's basically like a covered Conestoga wagon, covered by a canvas tarp over it, and led by 2 oxen. That
Did he give us a map?
you have a map. Yeah,
Do we know how long of a ride it is?
it'll be about 2 days.
Okay.
There's a lot of like game shit about having to stop and forage and how much money are you spending on food, but I hate all that stuff.
No,
like
F
I'm
that ass.
gonna leave it out.
Is he along with us? Is
So
it just the 3 of
Gundren
us?
is actually going up ahead of you guys
Okay.
with a fighter escort named Sildar Hallwinter, whom you've never met. He was not actually at the tavern last night.
Mixer.
He was not at the wine mixer where you guys.
And his name one more time?
Sildar Hallwinter. Yeah,
It sounds disgusting.
I'm
Barry.
just going to call him silly.
Barry Blue Jeans. I can call.
but
That's
they're-
what I'm saying. This is our game. We can do whatever we want. I can start calling these creeps Barry Blue Jeans and.
You're good.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll leave
because
that up to
Sildar
you.
Hallwinter does not stick in my head, but Barry Blue Jeans I'll never...
Okay. Barry Blue Jeans is it. That's his name now.
So when you say they're up ahead, like a day ahead, 20 yards ahead...
He left that night. You guys are taking off in the morning, about a half day ahead. He's very excited to get there, so he bounced. He took off.
Did I bring the ingredients to create what people of our realm would refer to as a taco?
There's a problem. There's no cultured milk at this point in the world. You're gonna have a hard time with a sour cream.
All right.
Once you can crack that fucking riddle, man, I'll give it to you. I will shower you with riches as the taco magnate.
Okay, got
Cast
it.
lactose intolerant. Okay.
Did we bring food?
Yeah, food. You have food. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We eat the oxen.
You eat the oxen. No, don't do that. I mean, it's funny. You guys are traveling with a lot of general store goods. Maybe a bunch of parcels of light leather armor. Some tiny, almost like blasting caps, like powder kegs.
Are they ours, or are we just like hitching a ride?
They are what you're taking to a storefront in Phandalin called Barthen's Provisions. And upon receipt, they will give you your payment. But you got those... we got some armor, some blasting caps, some food. Basically...
Wait, is this the gig we're doing for 10 gold apiece?
Yeah.
Just dropping off some supplies?
Well, traveling with it.
And we arrive safely, and we've
you've
done
got
a successful adventure.
Well, not
Everyone
yet.
gets 2,000. Okay.
There's a small leather chest that you're traveling with that belongs to Gundren. Also traveling with you is Gundren's pet dog, who is...
A dire hound?
no, it's a bulldog, tiny bulldog, not... doesn't look especially threatening, doesn't look scrappy. Sorry, Travis. It's the ugliest dog you've ever seen. It's basically two butts with some legs in the middle there. It's basically butts all over.
Like a reverse cat dog.
Yeah. It has been pretty tame on your journey, sleeping most of the time among the provisions. But yeah.
Does the bulldog have a name?
The bulldog's name is Ruby. Just made that up.
Got it. You're such a good DM.
Thank you. The dog's name is Ruby.
Okay.
So you have a lot of stuff that you are traveling with. You so much so that you couldn't really take it and get out and walk. But that doesn't matter because you have this oxen-led wagon. You can establish where you guys are on this wagon. Maybe one of you is keeping a lookout from the rear. Maybe one of you is riding on top like Teen Wolf.
I'm in the back with the goods.
Okay.
And I'm driving.
Are you getting high on your own supply, or you maybe eating an apple? Maybe eating an apple you shouldn't be eating?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Travis, you're driving the oxen,
Yes.
you said?
With
Okay.
my vehicle proficiency, I'm driving quite well.
I don't know how to interpret vehicle proficiency.
Everyone is
I'm not
very impressed.
You're not
how
gonna.
well I'm driving.
You're not gonna hit a fucking ramp with your.
Listen, if we got to get away from Boss Hog, I'm the guy you want at the
yeah,
front of the
sure,
wagon.
he does. Merle, where are you? What are you doing?
I
What's
am
your scene?
probably studying my cantrips.
Okay. Just preparing.
You
Well,
mean,
I'm-
just say masturbating, Dad.
I'm deep in thought
Don't come in, Mom. I'm studying my cantrip.
because something about this whole thing stinks to me. I've never
Why,
liked Gundren, and I think there's something up.
I guess, like, why can't he do both? Why can't he masturbate and also cast ethereal light?
I don't
onto
see a
things?
role for that.
Yeah.
Roll to masturbate.
I can
Let's do
Sleight of
Sleight of hand,
hand.
yeah.
Hey, listen. Can I do things yet?
Yeah, so you guys have just made the brunt of the journey about a day and a half after leaving Neverwinter. You've basically turned off the high road that connects the major cities on the coast. You've taken the off-ramp that will lead you to Phandalin, and things definitely are not as well maintained. A lot of potholes.
Don't worry, I got
a lot
this.
of great infrastructure. So as you're traveling a few, let's say about 30, 40 miles out from Phandalin, I want you all to make a perception check, which you can see the modifier there. I will explain what this is for people who aren't listening. Basically, all the skills have a defining
I rolled a
attribute
critical
next
20.
to it. Oh, shit. So you did very well. Perception is a wisdom skill. So you roll your wisdom modifier, which is in that row on the left. And then if you are proficient in that skill, which is if it has a little circle next to it, that means you're just a little bit better at it. So you add your proficiency bonus, which is at the top of the page there. And that factors into a lot of stuff. Spellcasting, attacking. Your proficiency bonus plays a hand in a lot of rolls that
I've
you
got
make. So a total.
Yeah.
And Merle?
Wow. 6.
And what'd you
I
get,
got a
Travis?
crit 20, says 23.
23. Okay. You see the shit out of everything. Travis, you see about 200 feet up, lying in the road, two figures that with your incredible perception check, you can actually tell with your eagle eyes that they are two dead horses lying in the middle of the road.
Seems fine. Doesn't seem strange at all.
As the driver of the wagon, you can, I guess,
Yeah,
decide.
I'm going to stop the wagon.
Okay, just bring it to a stop.
And
About
I
200 feet
motion silently to get the attention of Merle and Taako and kind of pull them up towards the front of the wagon.
out. Okay. You have a few moments there where you warn them that shit has gone south. I'll use that same perception check. You notice a few figures crouching in a part of the shaded wood.
Do they
sort of
seem
off
to have
the side of the
noticed
road.
us? Like, are we in bright sunlight? You know?
They have actually noticed you, and two of them are charging your wagon as you speak. So, because you noticed them, they did not get a surprise round on you, which would have been very, very bad. But I do need all of you to roll initiative.
Yay!
So initiative, Father, is the thing that you roll before a fight starts, and it determines who goes when.
Right.
So you have...
Just roll an 8.
Give me
I
a
got
second.
5
Well,
altogether.
You've
I rolled
5 altogether.
I rolled a 14.
So Travis got a 5.
I actually have a 10 all day.
And what did you get?
14
Minus
I'm sorry.
-1.
13.
13.
Oh, so you have a minus. Okay. Then I will roll for the Gerblins here that are storming you. I'm going to start you out with Gerblins because it seems like comfortable territory. You guys are familiar with the concept of a goblin. So it's my first time ever doing this. Oh, they rolled a critical miss. So they are going to go last, I assume.
So, Dad and Justin, so you guys know, because we mentioned crits now twice, if you roll a 20, a natural 20, it is the best you can do. If you're doing...
It's the best you can do if you do it in a... If you do it in a fight, you get to deal bonus damage, essentially. With
And you
your
automatically
weapon
hit.
or your spell. And you automatically hit if you roll a 20. You don't have to add anything to it. If you roll a 1, that's a critical miss, or a critical shit, and that means you miss no matter what.
And usually you, like, fall in a cow pie or something.
Yeah, there's always a cow pie. I summon up a cow pie in front of you for you to fall into.
Okay.
Hysterically.
How many are there?
There are 3. 2 of them are rushing the group. One is pretty heavily obscured by the brush, probably about 40 feet out, sort of between you and the horses laying in the middle of the road. So, yeah, the goblins are getting... They got pretty close before this fight started. They moved... Before anybody moves or takes any actions, we will start at the top of the order, which is Dad, Merle. So if you look inside of the rule book that came with the starter kit, I don't know if you have that in front of you or anything, it has a list of actions you can do.
Okay.
What section
can't-
under?
Actions in combat, page 10.
Yep. Essentially, on your turn, the 2 basic things you can do are move, which you can do up to your speed, which is on your sheet there. It typically, in D&D 4th edition, you had a game board where you could track position. Here, it's not as important. I kind of fudge a lot of it, and I try to keep in mind like who is where and who's fighting whom. So yeah, you can take a movement up to your speed.
Do I
and
have
you
to take a
can-
movement?
You do not, no. You can also take an action. Those actions might include attacking with one of the weapons you have, casting one of your spells, be it a cantrip or a first level spell. Maybe you want to drop a Sacred Flame on one of these guys. You have a lot of other actions you can do other than just fighting. You can try and grapple an enemy. You can aid one of your teammates. You can try and do another perception check to search the area for other dangers. You can basically do anything, and
Okay.
there will be a rule to interpret that
Well,
idea.
I know what I want to do.
Okay.
I want to cast.
So where were you?
Can I ask one quick question?
Yeah.
Are we definitely sure that these are bad guys?
They have weapons drawn and are rushing at your cart.
And
which
saying,
is-
welcome!
Would it spend like a turn if Dad was like, whoa, Kimasabis?
You cool? Hey, you cool? I most of the time, just kind of general rule of thumb, when your DM tells you to roll for initiative, you're in combat.
Okay.
You're in combat, but you can, as a free action, you can speak, because speaking does not take up action. There are a lot of things that could be considered free actions, be it drawing your sword. That doesn't take your action. or else that would be shitty. Talking to somebody, not an action. Sometimes using an object, like maneuvering a complicated device, that will take an action. It's kind of up to my discretion what does and doesn't take an action. So if you want to, if you want to, you could also make an insight check for free to see if these guys mean business or not. Or you can talk to them. They probably won't know the language you're speaking.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is cast.
them.
I want to cast Bless
Okay.
on the members of the party.
So as just to give you sort of explain what's going on, you only have, I think, 2 spell slots. So if you use Bless right now at the beginning of
I
the first
thought Bless
fight,
was one of the ones that I have that I don't have to use a slot for.
no. Bless means that just means that you have it memorized. You didn't have to learn it. But if you cast it, you are going to eat up.
Unless it's a cantrip. Cantrips don't use slots.
Exactly. So you could cast Light or Sacred Flame or Thaumaturgy. Sacred Flame is really your combat cantrip, if you wanted to do that.
It's not a buff,
or you could
right?
get... no, it is a debuff in the sense that you set their asses on fire.
All right.
That is... Yeah. Or you could run up to them and smash them with your Warhammer.
And we're
which
still
you also
above
have.
them, right? Because we're on the cart. They're on the ground.
Travis, you are sort of in the saddle driving the cart. All 3 of you are sort of towards the front of the cart where Magnus summoned you up to warn you, hey, dead horses. So you are all basically towards the front of the cart and can easily hop down. It's not especially high up.
Okay, so there is not really a buff at this level that I can throw on you guys to help you in combat.
Not without burning through one of your spell slots,
Okay.
which I will, out of character, tell you, these goblins probably don't merit the caution that you're putting into it.
What was the bolt thing you told me about before?
Sacred Flame.
You have Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. All right, I will hit him with a Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. Hopefully, Dungeons and Dragons will come up with an application that will keep you from having to look up your spells as you cast them. So, Sacred Flame you cast upon one creature that you can see. It's got a range of 60 feet, which is, you got it. You're looking at the front of the wagon, so you can obviously see them. And they make a dexterity saving throw, or they take 1d8 radiant damage. So, so 8 plus 5. Okay, so I think the formula for saving throws is 8 plus whatever your spellcasting modifier is, which is 5. So they have to beat a 13, or else they're going to be set on fire.
Okay.
A 10 plus 2 is 12, so...
Griffin, it says in the spell description here that the target has to succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Right, that is what they're attempting to do.
All right, got it.
They rolled a 12, so they barely miss it. So you roll 1d8, you roll the 8-sided die, and that will establish how much damage they take.
Okay. Is this...
Yeah, is it?
It's the one that doesn't have any numbers higher than 8.
I rolled a 6.
That is pretty... That's very, very good. So you attack... you launch some fire onto the goblin closest to the wagon, and with that, he looks like upon death's door. And the other goblin that you can see, the one that's not in the brush somewhere, just sort of stops in his tracks and is like, "Ah, shit." And that is where he's at. Next in order is Justin.
Blast that one in the brush.
I'm gonna. How far away is the one in the brush, Griffin?
The one out in the brush is about 40 feet out.
Okay, now question.
Yeah.
Do I see the one in the brush?
You actually do not. Travis is the one who spotted him.
Oh, okay.
You can search for the you know sort of the general direction. If you try to cast a spell at him right now, you'd have disadvantage because you don't exactly know where he is. If you want to do a perception check, it would take up your turn, but you could get a pretty good idea of where this person is.
No, I'm gonna blast the one that Merle hit.
Okay.
With a ray of frost.
A popular skill.
Thank you.
Break off Ray of Frost for me. What's it do?
It's a frigid beam of blue-white light streaks towards a creature within range. You make a ranged spell attack against the target.
Gotcha. Your attack
Okay.
bonus when you make an attack with a spell is +5. So you roll you against their AC.
All right, so they need a.
So when I did mine last time, I should have added 5.
No, that's what your 13 is.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you roll, Juice?
What do I roll? A d20?
You roll d20 and you add
Okay.
5.
All right. So
Whoa.
that's a 24.
Holy shit! Yeah, you blast that thing, and you were attacking the one that Merle just hit, or the one Merle hasn't.
Merle just hit.
Hey,
Yes.
at least you put him out. He was on fire.
Okay. You got to roll your damage now, which is
It's a d8.
d8.
Nice.
6.
You don't add anything to that. It's just
Right.
okay. You freeze him instantly. You flash freeze him, and he sort of topples to the ground and shatters.
Yeah. It's our first kill.
It's your first kill.
So why am I so horny? I'm broken inside.
the horrible thing. If you had talked to them, you would have realized that they're part of a hug committee. They were running forward to hug you, to give you a hug. Travis, you're up.
So here's what I'm trying to decide, other team members. Do I
If you're
jump
talking
down-
to us, you need to talk in character, and it needs to be a free action.
Okay. So, Taako,
Do a voice,
Merle.
son of a bitch.
Taako, Merle.
Oh, don't do a
I
voice.
jump
Don't do a
down?
voice. Don't do a
Okay,
voice.
great. Should I jump down and smash the other one running towards us? Or should I... Well, I can't get to him if he's 60 feet away. Do they have charge in this game?
So, not as a ability where you get to move double your movement and attack. You can dash as an action, which is basically you get to move again. You double your speed, essentially. But no, you can move and do a ranged attack. And you have you've spotted these guys. You know where the other one is in the brush, so you could ostensibly do that.
Unless I can throw my battle axe, I do not have a ranged attack.
You should have. Oh, I guess you rolled your own guy, so I don't know.
Yeah, I went for a wooden shield instead of a buckler and didn't take a range.
Okay.
I mean, I could...
You can throw your
I
shield
could.
at him, Captain America. Probably wouldn't go so great.
Well, so then that's the question, is I feel like I lose... Should I take out the one closest to us?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to jump off the cart and try to kind of... So I can swing my battle axe double-handed if I haven't drawn my shield yet off my back.
Okay,
So
but
I'm
keep
gonna
in
try to-
mind that your armor is going to be lower as a result of that.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to do that. But for right now, I'm going to jump off the cart and try to come down on top of him, swinging my battle axe two-handed.
Okay. What does
Which
that
I
mean?
assume grants me advantage.
If you do a leaping strike from the wagon down onto the dome piece of this Gerblin, is what you're telling me.
That's what I'm trying to do.
The Gerblin is probably about 15 to 20 feet away from you. He's not right next to the wagon, so that's a
Well,
that's a
Magnus has a vertical leap of 18 feet.
I'm gonna make you. I'll let you do it, but you have to make a very low athletics check. If you're just jumping, that's athletics.
Terrific. I have +5 athletics.
All right. We'll
So
say you
that's
need to be
16.
yeah, that'll do. That'll do, Pig.
Great.
So you are allowed to make this stupid attack that you're making.
So doing the battle axe two-handed means my damage is 1d10
Okay.
instead of 1d8.
but you have to actually roll the attack.
Yes.
Okay.
I realized.
And you have advantage, so you can roll 2d20.
Great. So I rolled a 20 right there, so I'll roll again.
You rolled a crit?
No.
Okay.
It was a 15 plus 5 and then a 9. So a 20 was my highest.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it.
And I'm going to roll 1d10. Is that this one? Yeah. So that's 10 plus 3, 13.
You rolled max damage.
Yes.
You cut the thing in half. Long ways. You cut the thing in half
The knave to the chops.
in like the direction that if you had your choice, you would least like to be cut in half, I would say.
Got it.
You have the least survivable halving that could possibly be conceived. So you guys are moving through this much faster than I thought you would. Shit. So the other goblin that's out in the brush pops up almost like, yeah, guys, get him. Oh, no, God, no. He sees...
Not my friends.
He says, wait, I thought there were only 2 goblins out there. Why are there 3 over there? Oh, Jesus, Jerry, no.
He just had a kid.
He is
Jerry.
he is horrified. And draws a what does he draw? Draws a short bow, and takes an arrow out of his quiver and seems to fidget with it for a bit, and then you see him light the arrow on fire and launch it in the direction of, we'll say Magnus, since you are actually, who's still on the wagon?
Both of them are still
Merle
on the
and
wagon.
Taako are still on.
I fell off the wagon.
Let's say he launches it at Taako. So he makes a range attack. He rolls a 5 plus 5, which is... 10. Plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9, which I assume is not going to do it. Doesn't do it.
So, Justin, that would be against your armor class.
That would be
which is
against your
12.
armor class. What is your AC, Juice?
12.
Yeah. So 9 doesn't cut it. It sort of twangs into the side of the canvas of the wagon instead.
Oh no! Is it setting our canvas on fire?
It has actually begun to set the canvas on fire, and it almost seems like he's satisfied with that result. And as you guys are distracted by the flames, he turns around and starts to hoof it. His speed is 30 feet, so he gets a pretty good distance into the brush.
So he's how far away from the wagon?
He was 40 feet away when you started your turn, and then he moved in a little bit to see how terrible things were, and then ran off. So I'll say about 50 feet away and moving into the brush.
Okay. How bad is the fire in the canvas?
Not bad.
Fire in the canvas!
I mean, not bad yet. You know, historically, canvas is a very burnable material.
Right.
So it could get relatively rough.
I'll take care of
really
it because
fast.
I got no distance.
That was his turn, and we're back to the order, top of the order, Merle.
I'm going to leave the fire up to somebody else and throw my hand axe.
You're going to move in the direction of...
Can I move before I throw?
Yeah, sure. You can split your move up. You can move
Okay.
however you want. You can move 10 feet and do an
Right, I
attack
have a
and then do the
maximum
rest.
of 25 feet.
Okay, so
I'm gonna move-
from the wagon, you get about half distance to where he is. You are throwing your hand axe into some brush. So he's going to have partial cover, which basically means his
Okay.
AC is going to be improved. His armor class is already pretty decent, so you need to roll real well.
What am I rolling?
So on your paper, in the little thing in the middle there should be a hand axe thing, and it'll tell you what your mod is.
So roll a d20.
Roll a d20. You're going to add...
Okay. 14, and I had 4, so that's 18.
18. He would have had 17 with that cover, so yes, you just barely... You throw it into the woods. You can't exactly see. You see, like, branches rustling, and you throw your axe in that direction, and you hear, ah! And so you know you probably connected, and got some meat in there. So roll 1d6 plus 2, and that's your damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's a 6 plus 2 is 8.
After you hear that, you don't hear anything ever again from that guy. He never makes another sound ever again.
At which point we quickly put out the fire.
Yeah, it is so
Wait,
small.
I was going to use prestidigitation on it.
Okay. Justin uses his prestidigitation. Taako maybe says a magic word. Maybe says...
I have the ability to instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire, so I think that'll work here.
Yes, definitely. It's not bigger than a small campfire, so... Do you say some tight shit when you...
Yes.
Yeah, say the incantation.
He certainly does.
Yo quiero!
You can't... That can't be his...
Yo
He says, I want.
I don't think, like... Can you do me a favor and look at... I believe it's your other proficiencies in languages section,
Okay.
and what it says under there.
I'm looking at his. It does in fact say Yokiero.
You guys just won your first fight with fucking aplomb.
1 kill each.
Yeah, you didn't take a lick of damage.
Hey, let's search these fools.
Yeah, I want to go search him.
I don't know how to do that.
Is there anything on the goblins?
You're not allowed to search.
Let's search them.
Well, one broke into 1,000 pieces. One's half, so he's covered with goo.
The
I
ice,
can't
gonna
find
check
the
his
other one in the
pocket.
weeds.
the ice
I'm not
one's
a proud
probably a
man.
non-starter, but
Don't you think we ought to check on Gundren and Silly
One of
Sally?
them.
Oh shit!
One of them actually has a collection of small coins, coppers, silvers. They have a lot of them, though, which equals out to about 20 gold pieces, which you can split
Yeah.
up however you want.
Well, for right
I
now,
will
I'll
leave the
just go
currency
ahead
up
and
to-
hold on to it.
Sure.
We can split it up once we
No,
get there.
I should think.
To trust the cleric. I'm the religious one.
Okay, how about we each get... So, I felt like the cleric and I did most of the work there.
All right. Listen, let's. Here's what I suggest. We each take 6. We put the rest into a pool that we'll split later.
Good idea.
Okay, every time one of us dies, we'll add 5 more into it.
Excellent.
Last
So-
one alive gets
So
it.
we'll just take.
So it's a tontine. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's what you find on them.
Yay,
Looking
us!
over- yeah, you guys did great.
Yeah, we did it.
Hold. Wait. What are you doing? My dad was stuck to the chair.
Stuck to the chair.
Oh
Well,
boy.
okay, he unplugged his headphones too. What are you doing?
Just getting up.
Why are you
He's so
getting up?
excited.
You're
I was
plugged
gonna
in.
dance.
Oh no!
He's gonna
Podcast
do-
is not
he's
an
gonna do
inherently
celebration.
visual
We're gonna
medium.
dance on our
Murder
podcast.
dance. Murder dance. Am I
Okay.
gonna do this last shrimp?
Oh, now he's gonna eat my shrimp. I'm in hell. This is the worst game ever.
All right. All right. Now what do we do?
You tell me. I'm done telling you what you
I want to
did
find
last
out what's up with those horses.
We gotta
I
go
didn't-
check.
Okay,
We
can
gotta
we
go check
can
on
we
the other
please
two guys.
figure out some sort of order to this? Because
I feel
right now we're all just shouting. So can we take turns?
I feel that that Merle may be right, and we need to check on the horses and see if we can find any indication that those were Guntrins and Barry Blue Jeans.
Okay.
The horses are covered in well, not covered. They have a few obviously mortal holes in them, arrow holes. You recognize them as. But somebody's taking the arrows back from them. A very prudent
They're
archer.
dead?
They are
They're
dead.
not asleep.
Oh, by the way, can I grab that short bow from that dude so I can actually have a ranged weapon?
You can. It's not great.
That's fine. It's better than what I
It's
got
not
now,
a
which is
great
nothing.
short bow. If you want to look at the guide and see how short bows work, you can go for that.
Travis is a good looter.
You are.
Yeah.
I'll also assume that there was a quiver of arrows you can use. Make sure that you pay attention to whether or not you're proficient in bows. I assume you are. I think fighters are typically pretty good at just weapons.
Yeah, I'm
in general.
proficient at all martial and common weapon or simple weapons.
These were that was sort of the crown jewel of the weapons they were using. The other two didn't have longbows. They basically had shitty swords that aren't worth your time.
Do I need to go recover the hand axe?
I will just assume that you did.
Okay.
Unless something happens to you where, like, you are spirited away somehow before the end of the fight, you recover all of your arrows and weapons and stuff like that. Again, that's like another D&D thing of, like, I don't want you to have to go in town and be like, well, off to the arrow store, because that sucks.
Although some people that would
no, that's
what
I mean, some
play
people
for,
do it
yeah.
that way. It's just not what I'm into.
Okay.
So yeah, you got these two horses. They are dead as shit. There are a few empty bags and containers lying around.
Are they cold?
The horses,
Yeah.
they are actually a little bit warm. This was not a.
Okay.
This did not happen last night. As soon as they left, you assume maybe they made camp after leaving the tavern last night, and this may have happened within a matter of hours. And in fact, why don't you guys make an investigation check if you want, and I can tell you what you can discern. So I'll explain the difference between investigation and perception. Perception is basically when you can't see something and you are trying to find out if something is there. That's perception. If you know something's there and you want to know more about it, that's investigation.
I rolled a 2. I can't find my own butt.
You're like,
Wow.
You're like, look at these big dead dogs.
I could see it from far away, and then I knew nothing
yeah.
about it.
17.
17 investigation. Okay, Merle.
Wow. What do I add to it, Justin?
The investigation number next to investigation.
Okay,
right there.
so I rolled an 11.
Okay. Merle and Magnus, you are sort of clueless. You notice the horses. You're sad about them. Justin, among the containers, you notice an empty map container. Maybe a tube that a roll of parchment could be secured inside, or what you might ship a poster in, but fantasy-like. Which you actually recognize from the tavern last night as something that Gundren did have on him at the at the tavern. It's been uncapped, uncorked. It is empty.
Okay.
But you do take it to mean that these 2 horses did belong to Gundren and Barry Blue.
Now, I'm sorry, didn't Gungeon give us his map?
No, he didn't. He didn't give you his. This was a different map. This was not a map that it's a map that not a map that gets you from Phandalin to Neverwinter. That map doesn't deserve a container. That's a shitty map. That's a dumb map of a route that anybody should know.
So this may be the map to this lost ore mine.
Possibly.
I think it's playing into my suspicions that he.
Yeah, I
He's
think
trying to
he
pull
had
something
ulterior
over.
motives.
He had something else going on.
A map,
So
cartographically based shenanigans is what you're
Do
saying.
we see anything as far as like any other is there any indication that they were also killed here?
Make a perception check, looking for, I don't know, blood or viscera.
23.
I need you guys.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, 8, 20, 23?
23.
Justin rolled a 23.
Y'all gotta make these checks so much faster.
Dad and Justin are sharing a dice.
Can we just assume that if I got 23, then like...
Yeah. They.
Okay.
So Taako, you don't see any blood or anything on the ground. I mean, there is a lot of horse blood, and it's really hard to tell. I mean, obviously, it's more beautiful than human blood, more perfect.
Silvery.
It's silvery, but you don't see a lot of like. There's not a Sildar-shaped pool of blood on the ground.
Got it.
Where maybe he was dissolved.
Can
You
I
do
make an
notice-
observation?
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful that you continue the Mabimban tradition of killing horses.
I didn't do it.
On this show.
I didn't do it. Gerblins did it.
Okay.
So
Those evil Gerblins.
you don't see any blood or anything, but you do notice, with your keen perception, you do notice a pattern in the dirt that suggests that that they were perhaps dragged into the brush around the area where the one goblin shot his fiery arrow at you, and then Dad threw an axe into the darkness and snuffed them out.
Can we go back to the brush and explore that again?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
In fact,
now hold on. Hold on.
So-
If I may, Magnus raises his hand for
Yeah.
a minute. I'm not an intelligent man, but we've got a cart like packed to the brim with goods sitting here. Should we just be wandering off away from that cart?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Magnus, you stay with the cart. With
Yeah,
my
let's go. I'm the only one that
superior-
can like deal damage. Let's go have fun.
superior perception. I'll investigate the brush.
You could also hide your cart in the brush.
Sounds like quite the production. No, I like my plan.
now you're Andrew Lloyd
splitting up.
Webber.
I will also say that splitting up the party is the
Okay,
leading.
we'll cover it up with some branches.
leading
I use
cause-
my
Wait,
nature's-
wait. Splitting up the party is what?
It's the leading cause of death in Dungeons
It's
and
bad.
Dragons. It is a head of heart disease. It's
I will say that I use my vehicle proficiency to hide.
yeah,
the
sure, I'll buy
vehicle.
that. Yeah, maybe you take it down the path a little bit. It's
We bury the goods.
you take it into the hole in the brush that you can see the drag marks in going through, and you sort of park it in the brush in a way that
Oxen, keep an eye on the cart.
it is fully covered from the road.
Right.
So you are you have more or less secured the wagon.
Let's head in the brush. Headlong.
Oh boy, how are we gonna get out of this one, Travis?
Well, it seems like them McElroy boys are at it again.
They're stuck in a real pickle trap.
Their pickles sure is trapped.
Hi everybody. We're just gonna jump in real quick, just interrupt the adventure super quick. Well, and then we'll get back to it. I know you're on the edge of your seats.
You pay for the whole seat, but you'll only use the edge. You actually didn't pay for a seat at all, did you? Freeloader.
Did you not pay for this goddamn podcast
Again?
We're gonna just real quick throw a money zone at you, and then we're gonna get back into the adventure. Just real quick, I mean, as long as we are talking about nerd shit, let's talk about programming and coding and stuff.
Well, we've been talking a lot about fantasy, but here's a fact. Mm-hmm. Coding has become the most desired job skill of 2014.
And probably like 2030, basically every year since computers.
And probably for the next at least 6 years before computers become obsolete.
Yeah, before we move on to organic processors, tree-puters. Mm-hmm. Here's the good news. You're not up shit creek if you don't know anything. If you don't know shit about shit, you need to get on 1 month. 1 month has a lot of different sort of coding disciplines that you can learn. For instance, 1 month HTML is the easiest way available to learn how to code websites and make websites. Here's how it works. It's called 1 month because it takes 1 month. You spend 30 minutes a day, and you will start from scratch, knowing nothing, and they will shape your mind, mold your mind, into something that will be capable of shaping and molding a website.
And from like the first day of class, you start building your own website. And so like by the end, not only do you know how to do it, but you've got basically the beginning of a portfolio to show to other people.
As somebody who has started to learn coding, like figuring out how to make a website is not like actually super difficult, and it's super rewarding once you get it going. It's then it's all the polishing and refining that's like so gratifying. It's a really genuinely fun process. And you can do it with 1 month. They have a community of like 12,000 students that you can chat with and help out and be helped by. You get hands-on training from the people at 1 month. They do like video tutorials for you, specifically for you. And even if you already know HTML, they offer so many other classes. They have 1 month Rails, CSS classes, stuff. There's going to be something there you don't know. So just head to onemonth.com/mybrother, and that'll get you 25% off. So that's onemonth.com/mybrother, all one word. It's 30 minutes a day for 30 days. Trust me, you're going to love it. Yep. Also, just want to mention that My Brother and Me, or whatever this Dungeons and Dragons episode, whatever label that falls under, we're still trying to figure that out. My dragon, my goblin, and wizards.
Would it be I guess we couldn't say my human, my halfling, and me. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Also, it's racist. Anyway, this show is supported by Harry's.com. You've probably heard of Harry's from our show, or more realistically, just from like existing in the world. But they offer a better shaving experience for a fraction of the price of other shaving tool sellers.
If you like, I always hated. I mean, I don't shave as much now because I'm living my life as a bearded man. But whenever I did, and I had to get new razor blades, and like it was a whole ordeal, and people judged me at the Walgreens, and it's so much easier and so much cheaper with Harry's. For $15, you get a set that includes a handle, 3 blades, and shaving cream shipped right to your door. $15. I swear, you go to any store, that's going to cost you like $60-$70.
If you're a fancy Gus, or a fancy Gertrude, you can even get a custom engraved shaving handle.
That way it stops people from stealing, because they're like, I'm going to tell, oh, nope, this is Griffin's razor. Oh, that one's on me.
And if this sounds like a great idea, it's actually from the same person who started Warby Parker. So I guess the sole proprietor of good ideas right now.
And I would say that this is a unisex razor. You know, you see lots of stuff nowadays about people trying to say, like, this is a men's body wash, and this is ladies' shampoo.
Fuck all that.
There's a razor for everyone. My wife uses more razor. I don't like it, but she does it, and she loves it. So check it out. Ladies, gentlemen, harrys.com. It's convenient and easy to order online. If you go to harrys.com and use the promo code MYBROTHER, all one word, MYBROTHER, you'll get $5 off your first purchase. And not only does that benefit you, it benefits us. Every time you use one of our promo codes, it tells our advertisers that they were smart to invest in us, and that our listeners are awesome.
And they send someone to our door to shave us.
Mm-hmm.
Our backsides.
Whether we like it or not.
Whether we like it. Please, no. Please, you shaved me this morning.
Not again.
Not again.
You've shaved off 2 layers of skin. So it's harrys.com, promo code MyBrother.
Check it out. You, if after this podcast you're feeling down because you just want to hear more nerd shit of us like rolling dice and pretending to fight goblins and stuff, and you're feeling sad, why don't you boost your spirits by listening to some good tunes? Might I suggest downloading a new album called Sketches by the band Red Sky Phenomenon, which, this is fun, actually features a remix by the host of Song Exploder, Rich K. Sherway, a Max Fun podcast, for $2 American. Just go to...
That's like a really good deal.
Yeah, for some tunes, fuck it. Just go to redskyphenomenon.bandcamp.com. You can sample the tunes. It's an electronic album.
I would like to read this info real quick.
Yeah, please.
Okay, go to redskyphenomenon.bandcamp.com to download the new electronic album, Sketches, for only $2. I'm spending $200 for this message because I love MBMBAM and I don't even have a job. So the least you can do is download the album, featuring a remix by the host of Song Exploder and 1AM Radio. So if you don't go check that out, then you have stolen this man's $200.
Yeah,
That's
we need at least 100 of you to do this, please. Also have a message for Heather from Mikey Person and Mikey Cat. Oh, I thought Mikey Person was like a name, but that's like a person named Mikey.
Oh, I see. There's Mikey Person and Mikey Cat. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. Mikey says, to Heather, to my beautiful wife, a message from our favorite brothers. Your beauty, humor, Skyrim skills, and intelligence get better every year. Happy birthday, even though you will be on a plane to Thailand on your birthday, from your husband, Mikey. I mean, you can wish somebody happy birthday, even if they intercontinental. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That shit don't have to stay in
this day and age. I'm sure they got Wi-Fi.
Yeah, sure.
They probably have cable.
Listen, Mikey. You sound fucking stressed out, man. I don't want you to worry about this. We got this, and Heather got this. She received it.
Everyone's got this.
You got my guarantee. Happy birthday, Heather. So we're gonna get back to the adventure and shit. We had a lot of fun recording this, I think it's safe to say. I did. I don't know if you did, Travis.
Well, I mean, it was all right, I guess. I had a pretty good time. I would like to do it more. And the way, if you're enjoying it, the way to ensure that we do stuff like this more is to share this episode with all of your friends.
Yeah, or just let us know what you thought of it. I've never really DM'd before. We're playing like a new version of the game that nobody really knew how to play. My dad had never played it. Justin had also basically never played it. So, I don't know. I feel like there was a bit of discomfort there for, the first 45 minutes or so that we kind of got over. So, I don't know. I definitely want to do more of it, probably as, a separate thing.
Well, if you want to tell us more about what you thought about the show, you can follow us on Twitter. You can do the My Brother and Me Facebook appreciation group.
We'll probably I'll also make a thread on the Max Fun forums, which you can find at maximumfun.org/forums, I think.
Which is home to all the other wonderful MaximumFun.org podcasts, which you should check out. We don't have time to go into now, but they're incredible.
They are really great. So, give us any feedback you may have on, how this could be, a better thing, or, a thing that we could do more permanently, or how I can up my DM game. We've gotten some suggestions from people even before we put this out, getting guest players and... getting I think this is a cool idea, getting Twitter submissions for things to actually put in the adventure, which I think would actually be super sweet. Really, I think we just want an excuse to play more Dungeons and Dragons with each other because I like it a lot. So anyway, just give us whatever feedback you might have. Even if that feedback is I didn't like it, please don't do any more of this.
It smells like butt.
Please stop. You're all very bad at Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, keep that shit to a minimum if you can, just because I am pretty sensitive. But otherwise, thank you all for listening. Next week, I think we're going to put up the Los Angeles live show, which was phenomenal. I don't want to toot our own horns, but it's my favorite live show we've ever done. The audio quality is very good, which is going to be a refreshing change of pace for everybody. And then I don't know. It depends on where Justin's at. He's in paternity leave right now, so hopefully we can get him back in here to record something. But if not, we'll get something up. We're not going to interrupt the flow, as it were. So thank you all for listening, and now enjoy the rest of our maiden voyage. So you follow these drag marks down the trail, and they're pretty easily followed. Gundren's kind of a big guy for a dwarf. He's big in terms of diameter. So his trail left a definite impression in the loam to the mouth of a cave that a sort of natural stream is flowing out of. Pretty wide stream, not especially deep.
Is it beautiful?
But it's the most goddamn beautiful thing you've ever seen.
That's nice.
It is. All of you get 20 points of inspiration just from seeing it. You are deeply inspired. No, you don't get that.
Oh, crap.
It's the mouth of a cave. Along sort of the stream, you can sort of see into the cave a little ways, and you can see basically the cave is comprised of a path along the right side of the mouth of the cave that leads in alongside of the stream, basically running perpendicular.
How
to
far
it.
into the cave can we see?
Maybe about 20 feet. One of you will probably have to light a torch. This might actually be a good chance for maybe a light-causing spell.
Yeah, wizard, you got something?
I have light.
I mean, there it is. I mean, you got it.
Now, 2 out of 3 of us can see in the dark, though, right?
That is true.
I cannot, but I do have a candle.
That's not going to be especially luminous.
Okay.
That's not going to do a great job. But, Dad, you can cast light for free, since it's a cantrip, onto maybe a nice stick that you found on the ground, and give that to a fighter who can't see super great in the under-earth.
Is, Travis, your weapon one-handed or two-handed?
It is either. It is versatile.
Okay, so I could give you a torch and you'd still be able to use your weapon.
You could also just cast light on my axe.
That might look bitchin'.
All right, let's go with the bitchin' effect of casting light on your axe.
Okay. Travis
What do
now
I
has
do?
this.
Do I roll?
No, it's fine.
Oh, no,
You're
okay.
not attacking his axe. Take this, you bastard. I hate you, axe. Travis
He's attacking the darkness.
He is attacking the darkness, essentially. Travis, you now have this axe that you can use to see by. Dad, at will. Merle, you can turn it off just by clapping. Or by not believing anymore in your magic. If you stop
giving
believing
it all
in
up.
It's very magic.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. Magnus can now see pretty easily, soaking the two of you. But Merle, you have dark vision as well?
I have dark vision, 60-foot radius.
Okay. So you guys, you don't really need light. You can maybe see a little bit further if you had a torch, but 60 feet, this cave's not going to get much wider than 60 feet at any point.
I'll
so
lead
you're
the
fine.
way with the light.
Okay. You are leading the way. Not too far into the cavern. You feel the path branch off to the right. I guess you see it because you have this beautiful light axe. And in fact, as you sort of get within distance of that entrance, that the light of your axe the light from your bitching axe pours into it, you hear rustling in there. You hear the sound of metal sort of clinking together, almost like a chain being moved, lifted off the ground. So,
Does it sound like a happy chain or a scary chain?
chains aren't typically... These are not magic chains that are imbued with emotions.
Okay.
So it's up to you how you want to handle this.
I guess
Okay,
let me
so
put
the
it a
chain is
different
off
way.
to the right.
Does it sound like a big chain or like just a regular human-sized chain?
The passage goes on ahead of you, but there's basically a natural sub-cavern sort of splitting off to the right there that you have not really moved in front of, but you can hear the sounds of rustling and chains. Not like a lot of chains. It's not like there's a WWE backyard wrestling match happening there, but
Listen,
Like a Jacob Marley. kind of
Magnus
rustling
believes
of
that
chain.
thinking is for other people, and I tend towards action. So I'm going down that chain hallway.
I like that. I am actually going to give you a point of inspiration for that.
So I head down the hallway towards the chains.
Okay. Did the two of you follow him, or are you more
Yeah,
just
Taako
like,
chills.
Taako
Well, 'cause
just
I think
kinda
that there's a
chills.
chance that maybe Sildar and Gundren are chained up down there.
Oh, listen to that. Okay.
So I'm going to help.
You head in. Merle, what's your position on vis-a-vis
I call
chains?
out, "You fool! Wait for us!"
you shout loudly down the cave. It bounces down the halls of the cave. And
Oh, cool.
you don't hear any response
Now
to
they
that. a wave
Now
of,
they definitely know
a wave
we're
of
here.
bats comes
Excellent.
pouring out.
Wave of gas?
Bats.
Bats.
Baseball bats.
Do the bats have gas?
They definitely do. Yeah.
They're
Roll a
gas-powered
perception
bats.
check to see if the bats look gassy.
Okay, I guess I follow them.
Okay. Well,
I am chilling.
Taako
There's no them
is
to
actually,
follow.
Taco's on team Hangout.
Well, I only go by 25 feet. Like, I'm not going to get too far away.
Well, no,
I'm
we're
just
not.
going
We're
down
not
a
in
bit.
combat, so there's no order. So
Okay, well, I don't want to get too far away from them. So,
Okay.
listen, I'm foolhardy, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah, you're not
So I'm
good.
going to go down the hall, the 60 feet that they can still see me and I can still see back.
okay. You space yourself out a little bit, and you just sort of turn the corner into this cavern and sort of wave your axe around, hoping to cast some light on the things that you see in there. Inside, you see decent-sized cavern. No furniture, no furnishings to speak of whatsoever. There are stalactites, which is the one that comes up out of the ground.
Stalagmites.
Mites.
Are you sure about that?
Stalactites.
It goes towards the middle.
Stalactites are from the ceiling.
You see some
and
bitching,
stalactites for ceiling.
bitching cones of rock
Pointy rock things.
built into the earth, and coming out of them are these big metal rods connected to chains, connected to wolves. 3 wolves.
Kill the light, kill the light, kill the light.
You can,
Dad,
but I
you
mean,
have to say kill the light.
if the
Well,
natural,
okay. What are they gonna
if
do?
the sounds you're
Okay.
making as you're moving down the cavern didn't disturb them, the shout of "Hey, you, be more careful!" definitely woke them up. But they're not like growling. They're not. They don't seem especially violent right now.
I actually have animal handling skill pretty good.
Well, of course you do.
I do. My
incredible
folk hero
character.
nature. I'm a farmer. Carpenter.
What's your animal handling? What is your animal handling?
+3.
Okay.
Yeah, so's mine.
Okay, well, fuck you. I'm gonna go check.
Every
on these-
father wants to hear that from his son.
I'm gonna.
You're not his father right now, are you? You're his adventuring companion.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm going to cautiously but confidently approach the wolves.
If anything is more important, what you're dealing with wolves, you got to be confident because they can smell
Exactly.
that.
I don't want to appear weak because the predator prey behavior is going to kick in.
Okay,
Listen, I know about animals.
With every passing step that you draw closer to them, they seem more agitated. A couple of them are snarling at you now. They are.
But there's nothing else in the room other than these wolves.
Make a perception check.
20.
A 20. You notice actually in the back of the room you see a crevice, almost perfectly in the back of the room across from the entrance that leads upwards. Almost like a natural chimney kind of built into the cave there that leads up to another chamber. It's very, very, very tight quarters. It's about 25 feet up.
It's straight up, though? Like, we wouldn't be able to shimmy up it?
It is straight up. I mean, you might be able to spider climb your way up there, but it would be very, very difficult.
But that's the only. So the wolves and this crevice are the things
In
in
that
this
crevice, yeah.
room. Okay, so I'm going to back away
Why
from
does
the
Travis always go first?
because I rushed into the room.
He said he wanted to.
All right, fine.
Listen, that's going to be
st-
great every time but once, and then you're going to need a new brother.
I'm still chilling out here if anyone's curious.
Okay. Magnus,
That was in
what's
character.
your
Wait,
what's
you've
your
got. Do you have illusion? Do you have something that you can?
You can't ask me that. I'm not in there with you.
He's right.
All right.
You're correct.
I'm tired of play. I want to play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm tired of asking questions about Dungeons and Dragons.
Great. So I'm going to head
play
back up
Dungeons
and I'm going to say.
Dragons.
So there's some wolves down there. Doesn't seem like it's worth it. Let's keep going.
Excellent. Well, I trust your judgment.
Okay. I'm
On
into
we
that.
go.
I'm into that. Yeah, sure. All right, so you can continue down the cave. It's getting very dark. Basically, the natural light that was coming in from the mouth of the cave it was providing quite a bit. So you can see until now, basically, and now you need your light axe, your mag light, to really get around. Merle and Taako, I almost forgot your name. impossibly. You don't need it. You can see basically just fine down here. So as you are moving down the cave alongside this stream, you notice across the stream to the left is another passageway, but this one is just like covered in rubble. It seems like it's collapsed down a ways. And make also a perception check, looking down the length of the cavern, in the direction you're moving.
Yeah, 9 for me.
12.
14.
A 14? Okay. Merle, you actually see up ahead the outline of a overhead bridge, an overpass that is suspended in the air. It's connected to 2 entrances on the second-story level. It looks like it's connecting 2 passageways higher up in the cave, a second story of this cave.
Oh, I bet that shimmying up chimney thing would have really helped us here. Probably put us on that second level.
Maybe. You also see the outline of a figure sitting on top of the bridge.
I'll call out to him. Hello, friend.
You're using Common, I'm assuming, to do that?
No, Elvish.
Oh, Elvish.
Just in case there's some underground elves.
You hear a questioning grunt, like, huh? And then
I try getting...
No, shut the fuck up.
I try getting Goblin.
You try to get a goblin. You don't know goblin, so you kind of yell.
Yes, I do. It's one of my languages.
Is it
I know
really?
Common, Elvish, Draconic, Dwarvish, and Goblin.
Okay, what do you yell?
Hello, friend.
Who's there?
Hail and well met.
You don't sound like anybody I know.
We're just exploring. We've taken a wrong turn.
You certainly have. I would actually heartily recommend you turn around. This is not a great place for tourism.
Where we found ourselves.
He does not know how to handle that situation. Come a little bit closer. Show yourself to me.
Come closer?
Come closer to
Did you
the
say?
overpass.
This is a good time if you've got any illusion magic.
I will warn you, we're very dangerous, though we mean you no harm. I would not suggest launching an attack on us.
How dangerous are you? How dangerous are we talking?
Level
Go ask
1.
go ask the goblin cut in half how dangerous we are.
You cut a goblin in half?
Yeah, but he wasn't cool
excellent.
like you.
Excellently. Well played. I was just trying to establish a rapport.
Now, to be fair, Merle doesn't speak Goblin, and neither do I.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
You
He
just
doesn't
hear like
understand.
a blah, 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 blah.
So, do you have gold
Sorry?
in you?
Bold. Bold question.
Sorry. Where are we?
You're in our hideout. You were making me extremely uncomfortable. I don't know who you are, what you're doing.
Dungeon
We
Master.
sometimes take new recruits, but like I seeing you is certainly
My
part of the
name-
interview
Tell 'em we're
process.
looking-
Dungeon
My
Master.
name is Taako. A friend of ours was taken, and his horses were killed. We're searching for
Oh
our
shit!
friend.
Yeah, we did that. Hey guys, someone's here. Guys, it's the guys from the horse thing.
Use Mage Hand. Use Mage Hand. Push him off.
I need the three
Wait,
of
how
you.
close? How close am I, Griffin?
You are. You managed to get about 20 feet in there. But as he yells, he readies his weapons. So go ahead and roll initiative.
Push him off the thing with your Mage Hand.
Oh my god!
How'd you
I
get?
got
17.
Dad, you got a Merle got a 4 or
I got a 10.
Okay.
I got it. Merle got a 10. And Taako got a
4.
4.
Yikes.
Is that with your modifiers?
Yes, we're just going to give you the numbers with the modifiers
Right.
from now on.
Yeah, I got 17.
Oh Jesus. Okay. That's very good. That's a 2 plus 2 equals 4. Okay. So you have this one goblin on the overpass, and after his word of warning, Nobody's really rushed to his aid, either by the two entrances the overpass connects or from the depths of the cave that you're facing. You do hear in the distance down the length of the cave an extremely loud racket. You hear voices saying something. Taako, you can understand, as one of them says, two voices talking. You hear one say, "Really?" And the other says, "You heard him." And then you hear a banging, almost like somebody's hitting something against something else. You can't exactly, unless you see it, you can't really tell what the noise is. But you hear a pretty terrible sound coming from down there. And top of the order is Magnus.
So I am gonna hole up in that. They're coming from behind us.
They are coming from... nobody's coming. You can't really determine. The voices you heard are actually coming from in front of you, behind the overpass. The overpass is in front of you. Behind that is deeper.
Okay, great. I'm gonna post up and move to in front of that overpass, the entrance in the overpass. So I'm gonna ready in action.
Where are you moving? Underneath the bridge?
I'm moving to the opening, wherever it is that the voices are coming from. I want to be ready for whoever's coming.
Okay, so you sort of position yourself in front of... You move under the underpass to the other side, waiting for whatever's coming down.
Yeah, and I'm going to ready an attack action.
For what? If
The first person to come down that hallway.
You're just going to melee attack him.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
And by the way, I've got my shield and my axe.
Okay. So to explain, you can ready an action as an action. You basically have to say what you're going to do and what's going to trigger it. So maybe you're not in a good position to do something right now, but you will be if somebody moves closer to you. You can ready that action and then use it basically as soon as the trigger pops. So you post up there. Next in the order is Merle.
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith
Okay.
around Magnus.
Okay. Can you explain what that does?
Shield of Faith. Shimmering field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration.
Okay.
Baller.
Now,
And are you going to move or do anything else? I guess that's your action.
that was my action.
Okay, so Travis, you have +2 to AC.
Yeah.
And Dad, I think you just expended one of your spell slots.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Then the order moves to the goblin on the overpass. He sees you put a magic, beautiful shield around this already heavily shielded fighter in the front. So he sort of turns his attention off of Magnus. He's pretty sure he can't penetrate all that. And he's actually going to aim at Merle with a short bow. And he rolls a 21 versus AC. What's your armor class?
18.
18. So 21 beats your 18, so he hits you. 4.
Okay.
4 plus 2, so 6 piercing damage.
Okay. And what does that come off of?
You are hit.
You have 11.
You have hit points.
Ah, all right.
He
So
hit-
I'm down to 5.
You are down to 5.
Okay.
Okay. That's it for him. Nobody else really shows up in that round. It's on to Taako.
I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on that fool.
The goblin
one
on
that's
the
20
bridge.
feet away
Up on
from
the
me.
overpass?
The overpass goblin.
Okay.
24.
24. That is a hit.
That's just to make sure. Where am I? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Now, I'm sorry to
24.
interrupt. Are you sure it's not just a saving throw, just like
Yes.
it is when Dad used one?
No. Some range attacks, some range spells are range attacks. Okay. Some are saving throw. Think of it like if it's coming down on like an area, they make a saving throw to get out of the way of it. If it's something that is firing sort of like a arrow, then it's a range attack.
Gotcha. So Justin hit him.
All right.
Yeah, you got to roll damage.
Coming up, we got 8 damage.
Nice.
8 damage. He takes all of that. It sort of knocks him back a little bit, but he maintains his footing on the overpass. He looks like he's about to kick it. He looks real bad. So that is the end of the round. From the back of the hallway that Travis just ran up very valiantly to defend, you hear almost like something has just fallen over, and then immediately after that, you hear the telltale sound of rushing water.
Tits.
Okay.
It is back to Magnus, the heavily shielded, very, very brave fighter.
I'm suddenly very worried about the wolves in the back. They're going to drown.
That passageway actually goes up, so don't worry about those wolves.
Whew.
I would worry
wait,
more
shit.
about yourself, your body.
Gotcha. Well, it seems pretty limited in what I can do, so...
The
gonna-
stream next to you has also, when that happened, just sort of picked up a little bit, sort of got kind of fast.
I'm going to step to the side.
To what side?
So, what we're looking at here is kind of an opening underneath the bridge, and that's what I'm standing in front of, correct?
You're basically a little bit in front of being under the overpass. It's about 10 feet up.
Great. I'm going to head back
Okay.
to where my buddies is, and then I'm going to shoot the little goblin with my short bow.
Okay.
Okay. Unless there's something else I can do.
No, you're just going to sort of stand there.
Yeah, 23.
23, that is a hit.
Okay, great. And then D6 plus 3, 5.
You hit him square in the chest, and he says, "Wow, you guys weren't kidding." And then he falls off the bridge, limply into the stream.
That's the same one that I'd been attacking.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
the only one.
Kudos all around. High fives.
So
We've
there are
done
no
it
more
again.
monsters, but we are still in initiative order. We will move on now to Merle.
Do we have? Are you saying we no longer have access to the chamber that had the wolves in it?
That chamber was back a ways. You couldn't dash
All right.
back there.
Then I say we need to cross the. I'm going to cross the overpass.
Okay. You aren't on level with it. It's about 10 feet up.
Oh, I see. So okay. So it does not come to our level and then overpass. I gotcha.
Gotcha.
Well, obviously we need to move forward and get out of the way of the water.
Forward is the direction the water's coming from.
Does there seem to be any way to get up to the overpass level?
I mean, you can climb.
Oh, then let's climb.
Well, you are already acted. Merle
Fine,
can.
all
All right,
that.
I will climb. I will climb. What do I need to do?
You will make
I'm going to try to climb up to the overpass.
Okay. To climb, you make an athletics check to basically scale up the wall. You're not climbing that high, and there is like a rocky, craggy surface, so
Okay.
it's not an especially difficult check, actually, to get up there. The bridge is relatively rickety. It's of goblin construction, so it's not amazing, but it looks like it'll hold your weight.
Okay. So I roll a 20-sided die.
You roll a 20-sided die, and you add your athletics.
All right. I rolled a 3, so my athletics is 4. That makes it 7.
That is not sufficient. You start to climb up the rocks. They're a little bit wet from the moisture in here. You slip off. You don't take any damage because you're probably only a few feet up, and you're not a very tall person. So, I mean, that is a significant distance, but you do land on your ass. And you're embarrassed.
Ow.
You take 10 embarrassment points.
10 psychic
And I
damage.
peed a little. I
Okay,
peed a little.
you peed a little bit. You might be advanced in years. Maybe you pee a little bit every time you take any damage.
I don't remember saying anything about my age.
All right, Taako, hurry, we got to do this.
It's on to...
Merle,
Yeah.
Merle, don't forget to. You look damaged. If you have some sort of way of healing yourself, be sure to
Oh gosh,
explore
that's right.
that. You're injured. I will attempt the same climb that felled my friend Merle.
Okay.
I have no athletics. Here we go. 14.
What'd you roll?
14.
14. That'll
14.
do it. You
Oh, look at a lucky first timer's luck, huh?
you scurry up the rocks, and you manage to climb on top of this bridge. If you feel it sway and shake a little bit underneath you as you get up there, but it holds fast. That is the end of the round. Suddenly, a horrifying wave of water, a wall of water, comes hurtling down the cave and basically blasts into our heroes that are on the ground level. First, it hits Magnus, and then shortly thereafter collides with Merle, who is still on his ass. It starts to sweep you away. However, you both are sort of close to the craggy cave wall, so you can make a dexterity saving throw to try and not get flushed by this wall of water that's rushing at you. So basically, you're going to roll a d20 and add your dexterity modifier to it, and you want to beat a target that I'm not going to tell you.
I got a 13.
You got 13 total, Merle?
Yep.
I got a 16.
Okay. So both of you managed to grab onto the wall just as this wave of water hits you and tries to pull you away unsuccessfully. There was a lot of water, though. So you are sort of having to fight against the stream, holding onto these rocks. So I need you both to also make a strength saving throw to make sure that you can hold on to this rock. The whole time, Taako, you're just sort of watching this charade take place from your safe perch.
I got a 13.
You're not laughing, but you are amused to see how it goes.
I got a 13.
I got 7.
Both of you get flushed in
no.
a torrent of water. You weren't really hit by the wave of force that this thing brought with it at first, but you are dragged down the cave back into sort of the first antechamber. Go ahead and take 1d4, both of you.
1d4.
As you're sort of pachinkoed around the rocks.
Wait, even with my special shield?
How do I know?
Well, the water wasn't attacking you as much as it was dragging you and raking you against rocks.
I got a 3.
You got a 3.
I got a 3 as well.
Okay. So you both take 3 damage.
I'm down to 2.
And that is the end of combat.
fine. Don't worry about me.
You okay, Taako?
I'm fine. Don't worry about Taako.
So
But that was the end.
that
Now
was the
water
end.
has
You were
passed.
out of combat. That's the end. You actually hear Taako from down the cavern in Goblin. You are primed to hear this Taako. The other two are sort of too far away, and also they don't speak Goblin, so they wouldn't hear it. But you hear, "Did we get him?"
Answer in Goblin, Taako.
No,
yes.
Tell him yes. Tell him yes.
Sorry, let me try again. Yes.
Which one is it? Make up your mind.
No, we definitely got them.
Oh, thank God. Should we come down there, or is it cool? No. Is it?
No, I got.
Do their drowned bodies look kind of cool?
Tell him it's. Tell him there's water everywhere. It's freezing.
I got too horny from the killing, and I'm joking.
Oh, Jesus, not again. We're actually going to stay up here. Thanks, though.
Don't come in here. It's private.
You hear them shuffle off. You hear the sound of footsteps moving away from you. And you think that, using your clever ruse, you have scared them off.
Yes, ruse.